Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sentinel Sports Extra Cavaliers post-game report. And good news from Rocket Arena tonight as the Cavaliers have defeated the Milwaukee Bucks 118-113. It got a little nerve-wracking near the end. It was very close to the fourth quarter. The whole fourth quarter was close. The leads flip-flopped a couple times. The Cavs looked like they didn't want it. The Bucks looked like they didn't want it. And then in the final minute and a half, the Cavs, did enough, to hold off the Bucks. You had Giannis, of course, he had another great night, 40 points. That's what he does. He's I don't know why he's not mentioned like all the time as top 5 guy in the NBA, but I think he is. He was only 40 points tonight, 14 rebounds and 9 assists. So one assist away from a triple double. But it wasn't enough for the Bucks. I'm not sure he has enough around him. He looks like he is definitely back to the guy he was a couple of years ago. Kenny Atkinson mentioned that in his post-game press conference. But he's always impressive. You know what I mean? And Milwaukee fans should be happy that he's still there and he's there. And, for them, hopefully he stays there. I mean, I like seeing guys play their whole careers in one place. But he's a great player. And he had a great night tonight. Fortunately for the Cavs, it wasn't enough. Donovan Mitchell had 24 points tonight and scored 11 in the fourth quarter. 10 in the fourth quarter of his 24. So Evan Mobley, he scored 23 tonight. He was 12 for 12 from the free throw line. That was huge tonight. That was huge that the Cavs hit their free throws, in the fourth quarter. I mean, they've struggled with that in the past. Tonight, they did not. Like I said, Mobley was 12 for 12 in the game, and he was 10 for 10 in the second half from the free throw line. And in that last minute and a half, he was 6 for 6. So it was really a nice effort in that respect by the Cavs. The Cavs out-rebounded the Bucks, which is when the Cavs out-rebound a team, they don't lose. They out-rebounded the Bucks tonight, 44-37. The 3-point percentage tonight for the Cavs was not good. They shot 30%, 12 of 40. The Bucks outshot them by 10%. They were 40% from 39% from the behind the 3-point line. The Cavs only shot 45% from the field tonight, but they got the job done. Turnovers were, even. Milwaukee had 17. The Cavs had 16. The assists. The Milwaukee had 25. The Cavs had 23. So it was a very even game. It was a very even game, and that's what you would expect because let's face it, Milwaukee is a good team. Yes, the Cavs are among the top tier favorites in the East, but the Bucks are a very good team too. Obviously, the Bucks are a top 5 team in the East. Probably will get home court in the playoffs, I would think. I would say the 3rd or 4th seed at the least. But this was a matchup that's going to be a good matchup all year. Bucks may win this game in Milwaukee. But it was a very good game tonight. If you were here at Rocket Arena and you were in attendance, you saw a good game for your money. I had a kid sitting near me in the next section over. I assumed his family was from Milwaukee. He had a cheese head on. It was cute. He was probably like 9-10 years old. And so he got to come and see Giannis. I mean, for a kid, that's a big deal. So it was a great night here at Rocket Arena, and it felt like a playoff atmosphere early on. How the crowd reacted, the introductions, and then after the introductions. It was really great. Larry Nance Jr. gave a little few words before the lineups were announced about being back. And it was a really great atmosphere here tonight, as it always is here. It's always a great atmosphere here at Rocket Arena. The Cavs do a fabulous job. I say this all the time. The Cavs are the top organization, fan and media service in Cleveland. So it was really, really a good night at Rocket Arena here tonight. As the Cavs got the 118-113 victory. They have no time to rest, though. They will now head to Detroit. Last season they were 3-1 against Detroit. They split in Detroit, and they won both here in Cleveland. All time, the Pistons lead the series 133-108. And the Cavs, they're playing in Detroit. The Cavs have lost one in a row there in Detroit. Detroit is 80-41 against the Cavs in Detroit all time. So that's a tough place for the Cavs to play. I mean, a lot of that was in a period where the Cavs were not good and Detroit was good, maybe the early 2000 area there. But they had great matchups, these two teams, in the 80s into the 90s. The Lenny Wilkins against the Chuck Daly, the Bill Laimbeer against Brad Daugherty, those Hot Rod Williams, Mark Price, those teams. That was a rivalry back then. And I think that it's about to become something like that again because, these two teams are good and Detroit's only getting better with former Cavs coach J.B. Bickerstaff as their head coach now. It's going to be a good game. I expect the Cavs to win. It would be a close game. And this is not going to be an easy game. They're not going to go to Detroit and blow the Pistons out. I just can't see that happening, especially the second night, but back to back. Although they played tonight too. They played today too. I believe they played the Celtics today. I think in Boston. So, it'll be a good game tomorrow, and it's the first exclusive game on the Peacock network. So that's kind of television NBA history there. So that's, if you're going to watch the game tomorrow night, it will be on Peacock. If you have the streaming app, it's a good app. I like Peacock. There's some stuff I like on there, but that's where you can find the Cavs tomorrow night at 7:00 from Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, downtown Detroit. Everything is in downtown Detroit now, where the Lions play, the Pistons play, and the dreaded Tigers. But so I think that's going to be it for tonight. Once again, the Cavs win 118-113 in front of a sold-out Rocket Arena once again. And I hope everybody has a good night. And we'll see you again. We will not have coverage of the game on Friday. Halloween night, we'll be doing high school football playoffs that night, so we will not be covering the Cavs that night. But then we'll be back with you, when they return home after that, and it will be a pleasure as always to bring you coverage of your Cleveland Cavaliers. That next game we will be covering will be November 2nd. That is a Sunday, next Sunday. So 1 week from today at 6 o'clock when they play the Atlanta Hawks. Expect bad weather because years ago when I had season tickets to the Cavs and they were in Richfield, every time they played the Hawks, it snowed. So I don't know if we'll get our first snowfall next Sunday, but expect bad weather that day. I'm giving you fair warning. But so everybody have a good night, and we will see you next Sunday for sure. I may do a post-game show tomorrow night after the game in Detroit. We'll see. But I hope everybody has a great night.